Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to ESL 1 Road to Rio. It's Gambit youngsters taking on forZe here in the CIS region. My name is Dinko. I'm going to be joined by Blair, and this one should be a great one. We've got Gambit struggling just above the bottom. You know, Unique there, not scrapping together anything. Gambit youngsters have only got the one win, but forZe, if currently in 4th place, have only got 2 wins and 2 losses, so not the kind of performance they'd be looking for either. This is their chance to change it today up against Gambit.
Yeah, you would kind of obviously favor forZe to be the favorites here, but then you can't really count on Gambit youngsters. Look at the names on that lineup, Dinko. You have Axel, you have Supra, Shiro, especially a player to definitely watch out for. And some pretty aggressive setup coming out here from the CDs. This could catch Gambit youngsters off guard. They're looking the wrong way. Almeza face cracking faces. And just like that, 3 down. Axel trying his best to stay alive, and that's a smart call from the player towards connector. Just shut the door. You've got the man advantage. You have a 2-man advantage. Just shut the door and play the 4v2. And it's going to be forZe looking really good here early on in the pistol round here. An overpass. And yeah, just to touch upon what you mentioned, Dinko, if you look at Group A, it is, yeah, Spirit and Windstrike looking really solid. Like you said, Namiga and forZe sitting in 3rd and 4th. But Group B, that's insane. Everyone's tied on 6 points apiece. That's something which I want to see how that's going to play out. Virtus Pro, Espada, Navi, Simon, Prosto, Heart Legion. What is going on there?
I think it's just a mixture of CIS Counter-Strike mixed with online CS, and really just not anybody expecting these teams to show up. I think there's so many good teams within the CIS region that we really only get to see the do damage when it comes to the major cycle, right? And this is obviously that major cycle. This is what the minors would be, but we've got all the teams. It's better than the minors in terms of the teams here, because we've got all the teams that will be playing at the major all playing within it. It's a kind of a cool system, and we're really getting to see some of these more lesser known teams do some damage. And well, we'll see Flit if he can peek out in towards the site. There's the bomb dropped, and a second kill from Flit as well. Great round from forZe. They keep all the players pretty much alive, only face crack hitting the deck. And there we go. Gambit youngsters losing the pistol. forZe off to a great start here in Overpass.
Indeed, I love the aggression. I love the statement of purpose being set there early on. And Flit, a player who was having a great time when we casted them previously.
Oh yeah.
The rest of the team as well. Like, Z-Power actually didn't have to really show up in the recent games that we saw for us, so they've been looking very solid here. Yeah. Jerry, Flit, Almeza, Z-Power, FaceCrack, definitely names who have been around for a while, and a team who internationally have always been a team who have been able to, you know, kind of hold their own against some of the best out there. But I feel like they do tend to, I guess it's not just a forZe problem, I think it's a CIS region problem, where these domestic matchups are some of the most insane, like, back and forth games I've ever seen. We talk about the Swedish derbies, we talk about Asian Counter-Strike, we talk about NACS, they don't come close to the madness that's been a CIS Road to Rio.
Yeah, this has certainly been a turbulent ride. I think nearly booked ourselves into a mental asylum at the end of one of the matchups. Heart Legion versus Simon. I think that was the one.
Oh my lord! Let's not talk about that one.
Sent us into a mental space. But yeah, we are here with Gambit youngsters versus forZe, and this one, it should be a little bit more normal. I think both of the teams have good fundamentals. I think that's definitely something I would attest to Gambit youngsters. Even though they're a young team, they have got a pretty experienced coach in behind them. Finn, he is certainly an older guy within the team, so I think it's an important fact that they do have an older, more experienced coach in their wings, because this team are super young. Every single player is very young indeed, and having that lack of experience across the board in these tough situations, you know, when you get to overtimes, you're playing against the better teams, can definitely be a bit of a hindrance. But they do have a coach behind them, and that is certainly something that can come in here to the Road to Rio, because the current rule set, he can talk whatever he likes. Another push coming up from Gambit youngsters, going to be Inter as it starts things off with a beautiful headshot on the Deagle. Another pressure really is on for forZe. They can't hold these pistols off forever. They're going to be falling back.
Oh, okay. Z-Power does reply back, but they've lost 2 guns. I think it's 2 rifles picked up by the T's. Now Almeza has a lot to do. He spots a player out. And that's a great reaction for Almeza. Reads it perfectly, and Nafany's gonna fall. But Axel, 1v3, he can clutch this one out, Dinko. Look at how low everyone is.
Look at his health as well. Super high, but Almeza is just not having any of it. Doesn't want to lose to a force buy. Coming in huge on the MP9. Money in the bank, kills on the board, and a second round for forZe. But a little too close for comfort, I have to say. Z-Power nearly gets dropped inside the site. If he doesn't catch that kill from Bank, that's when things become much more difficult for Almeza. And if it isn't a hero play from Almeza at that spot, then we're looking at a Gambit round picked up there. And that's a little flash of what Gambit youngsters are capable of. Give them a couple of deagles, give them pistols. they can just warp your head off, and real chance for them to take the round. But forZe 2-0. It's going to be Hero AK purchase out from Gambit Youngsters. I was actually having a conversation last night with Stunner, Harry, Hugo, and Hawker about the current economy state within CIS, and we were kind of discussing some of the issues we have of it. And the general consensus we had was we prefer the old economy system because there was a system. You understood what kind of rounds were coming up. Now we just have this sort of jumble mess where you can just buy whatever you like. You can be a couple of mix of pistols, rifles in play, and you just get this scrappy, terrible Counter-Strike for a couple of rounds every game.
Yeah, I'm really not a big fan of this. Hold on though, that Hero AK-47 not having to do anything. The Deagle singing loud and forZe again, hemorrhaging so many players on this in a round where Gambit Youngster just had the Deagles and a 1 AK. Z-Power with the AWP should find his pick. That's going to be Shiro who's going to fall. Still man advantage with the T's, and look at Nafani's position. He's going to find Flit. That's it. The round's done. You know exactly where Z-Power is. And as Nafani pushes in, well, he doesn't have to do much. Axel's going to get the kill. That's a terrible run for forZe. Not really playing the protocols right in the anti-eco. And I agree with you. Like, even now, like, for me personally, because I've been watching and playing Counter-Strike for so very long, and the economy for CS has been almost the same for a long time. It's a classic case of if it's not broke, why fix it, right? And ever since Valve changed the way the loss bonus economy works, I've just seen so many rounds where it feels messy. And for me, the greatest thing about Counter-Strike is the way the map or a round or a game plays out. It's about the way the rounds ebb and flow, right? The moments of eco. It forces you, it punishes you for going for these high-risk decisions. Now, you don't really get punished for going for forced buys, because even if you lose, you get still
rewarded to an extent.
Yeah, you get rewarded, in fact, which is completely opposite of what should be the case. And yeah, I'm still not very I don't think many of us are really enjoying the way this one works out, but so far, I guess we are stuck with it. I mean, Valve are notorious for taking a sweet time making any changes. See, Power, nice little flick there, but doesn't quite land the headshot. So, Gambit Youngsters, considering they lost the pistol round very convincingly, they've had a very good last couple of rounds.
Yeah, they have, and I think that's a good sign for a good game, because we've actually had a lot of one-sided affairs over the past few days. Wrapping up quickly, you know, we basically turned the broadcast on and we're on for, what, an hour and a half, maybe, not even at times, and we just shut it off again. But now we've got a real chance here to get going. We've got the 2 games here on the C stream today. We've got Astralis versus Ents a little bit later on. That's going to be a great
tasty
one. Yeah, and we got a nice appetizer here with forZe versus Gambit Youngsters, and so far, it's delivering with Gambit Youngsters bringing the fight to forZe. And, well, Jerry and Flit now with the Deagle trying their best, but Nafani nearly taking the kill on towards Jerry, but still looking good for Gambit Youngsters. It's all about limiting the casualties here. You don't want to lose anyone. Well, it's not looking like they will be. All on Flit now with the Deagle.
Yeah, we are very aware of what Flit can do. He's actually sneaking in from behind. The timing will not be his friend. Nice little shot there from Axel. Snap straight to his head. It's a 2-2. Score's tied up, and Gambit Youngsters is going to be very happy with this. The force buy, of course, came in from forZe, and now they will have to go for the full eco here. Might see a couple of P250s coming up, but that's unlikely. Z-Power doesn't want to invest anything. He wants it off into his hands at the earliest opportunity. Gambit Youngsters. Solid start. Bear in mind, this is their map pick. Overpass is a pick from Gambit Youngsters, and the next one is going to be Inferno, the pick from forZe. And if required, the decider will be on train.
Yeah, good series overall. I think the maps... I honestly think Gambit Youngsters are probably a little bit more favored here on Overpass. I think Overpass has been one of the maps I've never thought forZe were great on. They've never really impressed me on this map. They can play it, but... Again, they play everything, really. I think this team generally have such a deep map pool. They're willing to play a lot of the maps, but whether or not they're specialists on it, I wouldn't say so. I think Dust 2 and Overpass are 2 maps they will play. It's not like they'll ban them straight out, but they're never really going to be consistently excellent on it. And I think Gambit Youngsters, Overpass, certainly one of their best maps. So this is the time to shine for Gambit. They need to win this. I think if they don't win this map, I'm not really seeing great chances for them in the series overall.
I agree. I completely agree with you on that. Like, Dust 2 and Overpass are the 2 maps where forZe are kind of mortal, especially against the, well, some might say the underdogs, the lesser opposition. For Gambit Youngsters, I'll be honest though, like, if they take this map, and when it goes to Inferno, Inferno is such a well-known map, and a map that I think virtually every team in Counter-Strike knows how to play. I'm talking about, like, from your MG2 matchmaking teams to all the way to the Apex of Counter-Strike. Everyone has an idea how to play Inferno. So I feel even on Inferno, Gambit youngsters would have a pretty decent chance. You know, they have the players, they have the firepower. I'm sure they have the basic protocols. Shiro.
Okay. Go on, Shiro.
Shoot.
There we go.
Oh,
That's what you love to see.
Love it.
Taking down the power. Yes, it's an eco, but still beautiful. Beautiful stuff from Shiro. Second kill coming in as well. Nafany helping him out, but this little boost might be good for a kill. But that flashbang is absolutely perfect. Stops FaZe from taking Supra down. A little bit unfortunate. It's a real opportunity for him to take that kill. Eventually, he will get his reward, but wallbanged as well. Shiro's just not stopping. Shot after shot coming through. Nafany gets the job done as well. 3-2 for Gambit. But here comes the buy from forZe. Now, Zapara can get an AWP in. He always elects to go for the glass cannon. He gets the AWP into his hands as often as possible. Even if he doesn't have enough money for that Kevlar or the utility, he'll sacrifice the rifle and the Kevlar for that AWP. He wants that in his hands as often as possible. And I think if you're forZe, you rely so much on him being the key to open up your rounds that this is definitely the right way to go.
Oh yeah, and I believe especially when you have such a player like Z-Power. See, this is a guy who can pretty much win rounds single-handedly. He can just pop off.
Yes.
And you want to give him that opportunity. Fast play to a shot. Everyone's blinded, but Nafany, blinded or not, he still gets the kill. And the trade's really good for Gambit youngsters here towards short. I like the aggression from forZe, but it wasn't quite perfectly timed. You still have the 3 players up close. Jerry looking to get one more. Nice little peek there towards short, finding inters. Remaining T's. A couple of flashbangs are heading back towards party, but Flit. Oh, the timing of this could be brutal. He's gonna find one, but Shiro with a very quick reaction makes it a 2v2. Bomb's been spotted out though. As he tosses away the AWP, Shiro opting to go with the AK-47. Can't really blame him. Teaming up with Axel, and they're gonna be facing off with Jerry on his B bomb side, who's all alone at the moment.
Taking their time. Still 50 seconds in play, so Gambit youngsters not really forced to do anything just yet, but they're going to be relocating back up to the waiting arms as a power. He does have the AWP ready for them coming his way. Shiro not making any secret of where he's coming from. There's the footsteps, and there's the early kill from Zapara, looking for the follow-up. Axel, the last remaining player now for the T side. Off towards top middle. It's going to catch Zapara trying to fall away. Of course, Zapara was on, it hasn't got armor, so damage can be done very, very quickly. We'll get away to safety inside of those toilets, and now with a real chance to take down Axel. He's going to run right back into the waiting arms of Jerry. The knife out, the kill comes in, and Jerry ready for that, easily taking him down. The time really wasn't assisting Axel in that kind of round there. So 3-3, forZe even things up again, and that's just a good round from them.
I feel like if Axel just run out with its knife out, and Jerry was caught just running up, and he just like, and Jerry was kind of low in health, and he knifes him in the face. Seeing that happen, that would have been hilarious. But yeah, forZe do manage to hold on. Unfortunately for Gambit youngsters, I like the idea of them teaming up together, but coming from Playground gives Z-Power the opportunity to get that 1v1 initial duel. Again, money is still very, very rough indeed for forZe, and I do like this, well, I thought it was going to be a fast play towards B, as forZe once more gonna be aggressing towards short, and this time Z-Power's there with the AWP. He's gonna get the initial pick, and he immediately falls on by wallbang coming in, but not gonna find much. Z-Power's taking a bit of damage here, but he will stay alive. Now Super, if he finds Flip, this could be huge. Spots a head out, but the MP9 gonna come on the top. He even picks up the AK-47 as well, so a very good start for forZe here. 2 men up already. But still very early days, Dinko. It's 3-3. And 3 rounds on the T side with 6 rounds played is something that that the Gambit youngsters would still be very, very comfortable with. And for this round, even if they don't win it, if they get like 2 or 3 kills, that's huge. It's going to still keep forZe's economy very, very honest indeed.
Yeah, we always talk about the back and forth thing and be established, always favoring the T side economy. So forZe need to try and build this money. Try and prevent casualties from coming in here from their side. FaZe in this position, it's going to be very difficult to deal with here for Axel, especially because he doesn't have anybody close by to trade. Almaz is going to swing into the open, guaranteed death. Shiro a little bit further back actually catches out the waist of Almaz and takes him down. Now with 30 seconds left, Gambit only with the 1 kill. Do have this bomb still in the back of Shiro, and Inters is going on a little bit of a play in towards the A bomb side, trying to gather some info, trying to get some control. But look where the bomb is going to go. It's right past Flit, who's ready for it. It's going to be an easy kill for him from the top of the connector, taking down Shiro. Another bomb so far away from Inters. The round is won. He has to be careful he doesn't die after time here. This is kind of a risky position to be in for Inters. If he dies after time, he'll get no cash brought over into the next one. He'll just be left with the $3,400. So it's all about saving in towards the bank. No one going to be coming his way. So luckily he does save on over into the next round. So forZe 4-3, they're into the lead. Tactical pause having to come in here from the Gambit youngsters.
A pause getting called. Of course, Bai will be coming in. They did have that a little bit of extra bank. They did win that one round very, very convincingly. For forZe, keeping 4 alive, very, very crucial indeed. But I mean, that's the thing with the CSGO economy and how I just feel like the way the economy currently works right now just favors the T's too much, right? Look at this, they keep 4 alive. They have the 2 AK-43, AK-47s in fact, in their hands, and yet look at the money. Flit is broke because he died. The rest of them, 3,700 Z power, the only player with some decent money. FaceCrack 2,700, Jerry and Almazer both below 2,000. That's not ideal despite winning that round. And that means they need to, again, like I said, win a couple more rounds here, keep as many players alive, start to build up a bank, or else Gambit youngsters, the way they're hitting the shots, the way they seem to be winning this opening duel, just very good trade game on point. It could get quite tricky indeed. Once more aggression. And this time the waiting Z-Power gets tagged down but lucky to stay alive.
I was really confused there for a second because the HUD actually lagged, so we didn't see the damage that was done to the power. So I was seeing the shot land. You know, I thought I was going insane, Blad, but there's no damage done on the HUD. But luckily that updated a little bit later on. We'll see if we can get that fixed very shortly. But Nafani gonna catch himself some power early on, and now Flit taking him down as well. Good trade, good reply. Now forZe look to try and hold on. It's only Flit off towards long, and he's now got an angry Shiro looking to take him down. Flit gets away from behind the smoke. Missed shot from Shiro. Doesn't really happen too often, but unfortunately in this round, he needed that kill. So 3v4, now relying on Axel to make a play towards the B-bomb site. He gets a kill on Jerry, but his teammate falls very quickly after it. Supra hits the dust. And well, now 4-3, 2v3 man advantage to play for forZe. Now Mesu, why? Why does that happen? Not really needed.
Oh. Shiro? I think he knows this. I think he knows there's a flank coming in. Op scoped in.
Oh no.
He has no idea. He's going to find FaceCrack, and now they're going to be heading straight towards A. The problem is Flit has no idea where they might be heading towards. He is aware now. He hears the footsteps coming out from the form Shiro. Just going to get the bomb down with 30 seconds on the clock. And I agree with you there. Almazer didn't really have to go for the duel. Teammate was there. He could stay alive there. Even though the Molotov came in, there was space for him to play around the pillar. And giving away the position, of course, Shiro catching the flank on a FaceCrack makes this almost an unwinnable round here. It's going to be very hard for Flit to pull this one off. He doesn't have a smoke, he just has a grenade, and although he has a kit with Shiro the op, it's going to be highly unlikely. Axel even just tossed in a Molotov to make life even more miserable for Flit.
Shiro has the iron goal, misses the shot. Now Flit into the 1v2. Time is ticking. No, that's the huge issue here. That Molotov secures the round win. It's all about saving, falling away, getting this AK into the next round. And Gambit youngsters, they even up the scoreline. And that is Shiro. He might only get 1 kill in that round, but finding it in towards the connector allows for that A play to come in. But it was looking so good for forZe. They had the advantage. Almazer wins the battle against Supra, can just hide in the back of the site. You can see the pressure that was on Axel to make a play there. And, well, Almazer gifts him a duel. And that allows them right back into it. 4-4. Take a look at what Gambit brings to the table here. It's certainly going to be looking good. The AKs, Galil in play, Shiro on the AWP. Over at forZe, they're really on their last legs. They've got the AWP, yes, in the hands of power, which is certainly the most important aspect. But the rest, certainly a little weak. MP9s from Ass in play, limited utility on the rifles. It's not looking great here for forZe.
Oh, indeed.
Is that box of Corona on the picnic table?
Yeah, that's tempting.
It's quite fitting. Yeah.
Very fitting as well. Is it Corona though? It just looks like Corona.
It looks like, well, it's not actually going to be Corona, I don't think, obviously, but
yeah,
it looks very, very similar to the box. But you know, other alcoholic beverages are available, bless. So,
ooh. Yeah, I'm a little worried for Z-Power. He's got no personal protective equipment there apart from Kevlar, which is not going to work against viruses. But Almazer, he's got to push in, finds Nafani. That's a call for the hit towards B. One player remains there, Jerry just with the MP9.
Well, we'll see what he can do. FaceCrack's coming back in from connector to try and assist. Super gone, and that's a huge kill. Yeah, now that draws the attention of Shiro back over, and he's the bomb carrier. Oh no, Jerry with a shot in the MP9. Now the AWP is under pressure with so many different angles. What a shot from Shiro. Turning around, catching Jerry once more, and there it is. Overrun though by Almazer, but that is just nuts. A wrist breaker right to the brain, and while forZe will find a fifth.
That's like a jumping, I mean, he catches the player while jumping, no-scope flick.
I love it.
While low in health, trapped in the corner with 4 CDs charging in. That's sick stuff from Shiro.
He is sick. That's the thing. That's the kind of stuff Shiro can do. And unfortunately, in the one game we've seen, he didn't really do that. He didn't have to, but he didn't really show up to that level. There was no flashy plays. So that's the kind of Shiro I want to see when we're casting here. And it's good to see. Well, hopefully he can continue that throughout the day, because they're definitely going to need that. Because they're going up against an excellent AWPer in the form of Zapower. So they need everything they can get out of Shiro here. They've only got one win in the road to Rio. And winning against forZe would be an impressive result.
Oh yeah, 100%. And yeah, I personally am definitely looking forward to the Z-Power versus Shiro matchup. I want to see more duels coming up between the two AWPers. I think that's one of my favorite aspects of Counter-Strike, seeing two top-tier snipers just face off on various maps. One of my personal favorite maps to see like AWPers face off, obviously being Dust 2, would be Train as well, you know. And Train, I do believe if he do go down to the final map, we're going to be seeing Train, so I'm excited about that fact, that particular prospect.
Yes.
5-4. And again, forced buy for Gambit youngsters. It's just been like, I don't think we've seen, apart from the one full eco from forZe, I think we've just been forced buys galore for everyone here. And Face Crack just pushing up, catches Supra. That's a rifle. That's a sole rifle that Gambit youngsters had picked up and taken away by forZe. And now they're stuck with the Deagles and the P250.
We see what Gambit can do with just the pistols a little bit earlier on. So, we'll not count them out just yet. forZe have to give this the respect that it requires, that is for sure. Now with a minute left, Gambit are going to be making their way through the bathrooms. Enters the Deagle, has the backup of Nafany. And the rest of his teammates are going to be congregating back up in towards mid as well. But Nafany, oh, he catches Flit. Now that's a rifle available and connector control. And now a big issue moving forward for the forward side. They've lost a very pivotal part of the map. And that's going to starve them of quite a bit of info. Luckily, they still have that player on the other side. So he knows that they're not in towards water. That's the power. And also pushed up is Almazer. So at least they've got that on lockdown. But Gambit youngsters still with quite a bit of control across the board here with the pistols. We'll see what they can do in towards B.
Mazer though. Nice kill, but a quick trade coming in. 3v3, and there's a one player. Z-Power is going to do a smart play here. It's going to be playing towards short. It's a smart from him. Picks up Nafany, tries to cross on over. They have the one smoke, two smokes in fact. Bomb's going to get planted. Inters getting it planted for Shiro. Shiro has a one extra smoke to work with still, but it is a 3v2. And Inters with a Deagle trying to find something. Shiro has no Kevlar. The name punch is going to be quite problematic indeed. Oh, Inters gets tagged, but he still wins the duel, and now it is a 2v2.
Not that nade going over the top from Zapower. A little sprinkle of damage, but Inter's coming in with the Deagle. God, this happens so often. Now Shiro with the AK is going to take down Zapower. It's another round for Gambit youngsters. How does this keep happening? Just pistols play on the table, and Gambit youngsters walk away with the round win.
That should not have happened. It was a 2v3. Shiro had no Kevlar, and the player with the Deagle just a Deagle, that's it, and somehow they lose it. That should not be happening. Gambit youngsters running away with rounds. They shouldn't be winning. And that's the thing. You look at the scoreline 5-5, you're like, oh, Gambit youngsters are doing great. But two of the rounds they've won so far are rounds they shouldn't have won at all. And now forZe back to ecoing days. 5-7 and kept. What? Jerry's just gone for the full investment. Okay. That's weird. I mean, he's in-game leader, so I guess he is allowed to decide what he wants to do, but that's not ideal. You want to equalize the money out. Economy. The new economy is already in a weird place, but I say new economy, but it's been out for a while. But yeah, the economy.
The new era economy.
The new era, yeah. Let's call it that. But you still want to equalize the money out. You see the side. You know, you don't want to be strapped for cash while the rest of the team is going to be buying up. And Jerry isn't one of those players who can't frag. You know, he's one of the more competent fragging in-game leaders as well. Yep. So I don't know why he wants to handicap himself here, but yeah, but youngsters though, taking it very slow, not really over-aggressing here early on.
I'm just realizing, you know, obviously with CIS going free to play, a lot more new players, we've hit new peaks. A lot of people probably watching and probably who are new to the game have no idea what we're talking about when we talk about the old economy. That's kind of weird to think. Thanks, that just makes. Oh, there we go. Not doing much, and that armor purchase really not getting anything done, unfortunately, for Jerry. I do wonder if that's just sort of like hitting the buy bind for Kevlar, because there's no way you mean to buy a helmet there, surely. Even if you're going to purchase armor, you don't buy the helmet.
Yeah, it's just not really worth it. That $350 extra comes in real handy. FaceCrack being very cheeky on the side, but Axel finds him out. And Almazer, might as well just save the 5-7, maybe go for exits here, but don't see anything crazy happening from Almazer as he has been spotted out. Super has been having a pretty quiet game despite Gambit is looking so good. Just 1 frag for the man, but 6 assists. Well, being quite a good, quote-unquote, support player, I guess. But 6-5 in the T side for Gambit Youngsters and Overpass. This is a great start. That's pretty much, you know, as long as their CD side is nothing where the CD side just doesn't crumble, I feel like they almost have this one potentially in the bag.
Yeah, they're certainly setting themselves up for plenty of success. The more rounds they win on the T side, the better here. And the scary part for me is Power hasn't really shown up to the level we'd expect from him. And even though he's still 6-6 here, he's not doing awful. It's still not really delivering the impact. That AWP isn't really delivering that sort of similar impact we see from him on other maps. You know, finding those openings on Inferno, for example, he can be so influential. But here on Overpass, CT side, you can get so aggressive, you can be so proactive. I want to see Zapower get involved more across the map. I want to see him pushing in towards the bathrooms, up towards top middle, through the connector. I want to see him all over the map just getting these picks because he can be an absolute nuisance and give forZe the huge advantage to play with early into a round.
They could.
I love that we're seeing more Galil usage play right now. I'm really a fan of that.
Yeah, 100%. I really feel like it has its place in the on the T side. It's a very viable weapon, even in full buy rounds, right? You don't really feel that handicapped. Yes, it's not AK-47, but it's still a very solid gun. I wish they did the same for the FAMAS. I think, you know, considering how harder the CD side economy is compared to the T side, I feel like the Ts just have way more options available compared to the CTs. I would love to see the FAMAS being more of a... Okay, well, still does well. Face crack, 2 nice kills there. Perfect timing on the peak. Flashbang comes up, he avoids it perfectly. Goes some more. 3k for Missile Face Crack. Swaps over to the AK-47 as well. It's a very, very well played round. Flit even coming in from behind. Some little bit of aggression from forZe. That was a very important round to win. If they'd lost that, you'd have to go for another, like, the light buy or an eco, and Gambit Youngsters could have just run away with this half. Which, to be honest, 6 stars in the T-side already looks like a very dominant scoreline.
Well, it's definitely looking good. And the thing is here for Gambit, it's not done yet. And because of this back and forth, it's hard to see a world in which they don't win at least one more. And that would confirm at least the 8-7 half. So this is good from Gambit. Really impressive stuff. Good start to the day. forZe, you know, been a little bit rough, I think, around the edges here. And I think that's fair to say. That pretty much summarizes their entire performance here at the road to Rio. You know, they may have 2 wins under their belt, yeah, but 2 losses. Not the kind of indomitable forZe you'd expect to see, but again, we've talked about how crazy this CIS region is. It's really hard to really expect consistent results out of any team. We've seen Navi get absolutely wrecked by Cyber yesterday on map 1. They literally not even have a chance there on that first map, which was nuts.
16-4, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's mental. Especially, you got literally the best player to ever touch the game, and just get wrecked by Simon.
Yeah, I think there is a very good argument that, you know, Simple could pretty much be the greatest player to ever touch any version of Counter-Strike. And for a game that's 20 years old, I think that's a statement. That's something. Truly, someone very, very special. But Z-Power, you did mention that he's going to have to be very instrumental in opening up these rounds for forZe, and he does manage to do that here, round number 13. Although they still have a lot of rounds to work with.
I'm gonna have a little look at the halftime to sort of see a statistic for forZe. I'm interested in seeing how many rounds they win off the back of, or what percentage they have of winning rounds off the back of a first opening kill, because I think it's huge. It has to be, because they do it so consistently. forZe, when they get that advantage, they're just so solid. We'll see if they can close it out here. Zapower looking for another kill. He'll get a second in the round. That's the bomb on the floor. 8 seconds. Not enough time here to really cross into the open. It's round 1. Not enough time to get the bomb plant here. Shiro trying his best, trying to find a couple of kills. While somehow managing to do damage. And now Face Crack going to try and pick up that AWP and get it into the next round. And that's a huge play. Grabbing that AWP there at the end as well. Really good stuff for Zapower. And it's 7-6 on the board. forZe into the lead.
Hero's been having a hell of a game. The 16 frags for the man. Ably supported by Nathany and Axel as well, but my word. I love the little bit of switch up as well. It drops the op, picks up the AK-47, picks up the op again, and just like so much like instant awareness of how to take those fights. Something you usually don't see from some of the younger players, and Shiro is pretty young. Definitely a star in this lineup. But 7-6 though, force back to the lead once more, although considering how late it is in this half, it's not very promising. That nade is not ideal from Almazer.
That does nothing. Literally nothing. Well, at least they're just clocks here, so should be a relatively easy pickup here for forZe.
Shiro's there. He has an op.
That is an important factor, of course. We've seen crazier things. Well, Shiro, open hand, 16-7, 109 ADR, looking to try and up that tally, and he'll get a chance here. There's the first kill. Almazer picked off, opening pick for Gambit youngsters, and now a weakness, a hole into this B bomb site with the Glocks. Might just try and fill. They'll run on in, they'll put the pressure up, but FaceCrack, this is shrewd. On the edge of the smoke, spots Nathany and takes him down. Good kill coming in.
Very good kill indeed. P to 15 hands of Inters. That could be a problem. The Glocks, though, I don't really see them really doing anything here. But yeah, you can see the rotation now taking place. Jerry's paranoid that might be someone inching towards the A bomb site. M4's in hand. They're not very aware of the buy from Gambit. They know there's an op, but apart from that, they don't know much. FaceCrack. Spider sense tingling. Spots out of Shiro. Now he knows where two players are. And Shiro trying his best to get a picture. Z power, oh no, he goes to the peak, but Inter spots him before he does, and now he spots the second player out as well, but a spray comes in from FaceCrack. It's great work, 3K for him. Finally falls to Axel, but he's done his job. That was a little too scary for me.
Yeah,
way too scary for forZe. Way too expensive, but you know what? It's okay, Dinko. It's the final round of the first half, and forZe, I think, should potentially get round number 9 here, and that should at least be something to defend as they move on to the T side, where, let's be honest, they haven't really impressed on the T side or the CD side of Overpass in the previous maps we've seen of them play on this particular map. So, but at least 9 rounds, it's something to work with, if they can get there, that is.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Best case scenario left here on the table for them. Gambit youngsters. Take a look at what they've got. They don't have that all up in the hands of Shiro, so that has been a big part of their success here on Overpass on the T side. So we're definitely looking at them immediately having a deficit, especially with Shiro taking a lot of damage early on. So now we stand into health advantage early on for forZe. Gambit youngsters is going to send 3 players through the connector early on, and 2 out towards top middle. No one over towards B, so certainly looking like an A attack coming in. That is the idea here behind the Gambit approach, and they don't have a whole lot of utility. Only 2 smokes, 4 flashbangs in play across the entire team. So they're going to have to rely on this wall of smokes really working out for them and taking those aim jewels effectively. Positive sign is for them, Blair, though. Look where Almazer and FaceCrack are playing. That is going to be a super long rotation.
Oh yeah, that's a very, very long rotation indeed. But Z power, again, another opening pick coming in for the man. And now he's trapped. The Flit coming in from behind. This could be huge here. Here's the player coming out. Shiro. He needs to win those duels, and Flit will win it indeed. And now 3v2. Z-Power getting forced back, but he's going to go for these duels. The Flit comes in. No scope. Not enough time for it to land. And Nathany's going to be left alone, and he will fall. 96 of 4. You managed to kind of eke out a few more rounds at the end there, Dinko. 4 rounds in a row to make things a little bit more competitive as we will be moving into the second half.
Yeah, indeed, forZe taking the lead. Best case scenario, great recovery. But Gambit youngsters certainly showing up. They've had flares of talent. Shiro showing up. Well, I'll hope that I can continue going into the second half, but there's only one way to find out. We're going to be back after this short break.
Turn my heart into something gold. No, I sold my soul to the devil long ago. I rode it all along on your wave right before it broke. Time was thrown down the well, so I our side. I fed up when you fell down, but we stayed in flight. I'm laughing to myself, cause I know that I can't deny. I can't find what you can't hide right inside my mind. What I do, what I do, what I do right now. What I do, what I do, what I do right now. For you, for you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half. forZe versus Gambit youngsters. Before the break, I said I would take a look at a statistic in terms of what win percentage forZe had off the back of getting that initial kill. And well, it's 69.7% of the rounds win. They win the round after getting the first kill, and they win 25% of the rounds after receiving the first death. So, yeah, they're very heavy on the initial kill.
And if you actually dig more into that stat, I do believe Z-Power would be very, very high up there as the guy who gets the opening pick. This is nice from forZe. They're pushing it already towards the A-bombs, and now it's going to explode with the smoke and flashes, but the timing is looking great. Someone needs to find Axel here. He finds two, still stays alive. That's great work from him. That's bought some time for his teammates to rotate over. And now it's a 4v3. Flit trying to find Axel, but Axel's ready and waiting.
Well, Axel around the corner is going to catch himself an easy headshot. That's Flit gone out of there. It's a Power and Face Crack looking for their best work, but at this point, they're just being picked off. That is beautiful from Axel. This pistol is a masterclass from him. 4 picked up, easy clean, and well, it's going to be another round on the board for the Gambit youngsters. This is the perfect time for them to win the pistol. Great chance going into the second half to build momentum, to build some confidence on the CT affair, and well, forZe are going to be relatively disappointed by that. And when I took a look at the statistics, actually, they have a little pie chart in HLTV that shows you how many rounds forZe win on the CT side in comparison to the T side, and the entire circle is nearly blue. So their T side is very minimal in terms of the rounds that they win, whereas conversely, over on the Gambit youngsters side, their circle is mostly brown. So this is kind of scary.
Oh, okay, all right, interesting. But then again, I kind of feel like stats go out the window when you're watching CIS.
Yeah.
It's like nothing makes sense, and everyone's you know, a simple clone basically. Because Axel, that round was so well played. I mean, take notes if you guys are watching. I mean, you saw the way he played that. Firstly, him getting the second kill shouldn't have really happened, but at the moment he gets it, he stays alive, falls on back, wait for his teammates to come in. He hears a player coming out from bathrooms, gets that kill as well, and plays very passively. He knows the T's have to push him. They need to get him taken out before they can play the post plan, and he just plays it to perfection, uses the range. He knows he has got a USP, and just beautifully played round coming from Axel. And for forZe, again, forZe comes out. I mean, look at this guy, it's ridiculous. 2 AKs, 1 AK, 2 Galils, a Deagle, a Jerry, once more, like, giving up everything for his teammate. I do believe he dropped the AK onto Flit, just so that his the star of his team can, you know, has a superior weaponry to work with. And for Gambit youngsters, for Mosses, all around a scout in the hands of Shiro. A lot of utility though. 9-7. If forZe had won the pistol, I would have imagined they would have had a pretty good chance here. But like we've spoken about so many times, you really can't count out the pistols. You really can't count out the force buys. They are inching in closer and closer towards the B-bomb. So the smoke's going to be deployed. That's a call for the hit coming in. 2 players lying in wait. It's going to come down to Super with the Tamas to make something happen there. Gate flashbang to keep them at bay. Finds one. Needs to find more.
Oh, well, that's a nice shot from Almirza. Flick coming back in as well on the AK. Enters in the middle of the site. They don't know he's here. And this is a huge play from him. 2 picked up already, and he's still alive. The scout chiming in. Shiro taking an easy kill. Bomb plant in for forZe. Job done already for them. But here's Crack still alive. Still with a chance into the round. He'll be off towards
smoke,
short.
though.
And that smoke will cover off his vision. Severs his information flow. Bomb is planted for him though, so he can spam through, but he's going to be caught. Axel takes him down. Another round of the board for Gambit. But again, forZe will be happy enough with a bomb plant at least here. That's going to give them some extra cash. But they still won't be able to get a really solid buy in this next round. So probably just the pistols picked up, a little bit of Kevlar again, and we'll move into the next round with the buy. And that is going to mean it's going to be an even scoreline here. Gambit should be taking this next one.
Oh, this should indeed. Bomb down, but I would like it to forZe and really go for another force here. Almaze is going to buy up some Deagle and Kevlar. And I say that, Dinko, and Flit had just gone for the full AK buy, the Hero AK-47. I mean, he'll still have money. He keeps the $400 in his in the bank. And it's still going to be getting, if I'm doing my math right here, he's going to get around $2,900. So yeah, he can still purchase an okay buy, maybe a Galil and Kevlar, but I'm still not a big fan of this. Why don't you just eco it? You're the star of this team, you know? Apart from Z Power, you want to have all those guns. But I guess if Jerry's going to keep dropping him guns, I guess it's allowed the freedom to go for whatever buying he wants.
The bank of Jerry.
The Bank of Jerry. It is probably the only bank doing well in these trying times. Inters, he's ready for this. He is so ready for this boost. And Flit shows himself, and immediately he falls. The AK-47 also falls straight in the hands of Almeza. Luckily, though, Almeza's got the Kevlar and helmet, so he will be pretty handy with the AK-47. Always want to have the Kevlar to counter the aim punch, which will always be a problem, especially against some of the SMGs that the Gambit youngsters have. But this is a good hole coming out from Gambit youngsters here. A good anti-eco. As a beep hit should be... What's happening here? Smoke's gonna come in towards heaven. They're gonna be going for the dry play. Supra, Molotov deep. And he hears it burning Almaze. They're alive. He's forced back. That's a perfect Molotov, and that's gonna neutralize the smoke.
Another good Molotov up into a short for Gambit youngsters. 30 seconds left. They're just holding this off. forZe have so much pressure on their shoulders right now to find these aim jewels and be successful within a few seconds on towards this B-bomb site. And while the stack is here, the CTs, the majority of their players over towards this side of the map, it's going to be an easy cleanup. Nafany taking them down with a FAMAS. He'll upgrade that to an AK very swiftly. Now 9-9. Scoreline even again. And while we take a look at the effects of that Hero AK purchase, Flit is struggling now on the money. And I do agree, I'd rather have an AK in this round than just one in the last round. Like, why? I don't really understand it. Obviously, you have a chance to win the last round, but I would far rather have a higher percentage of winning this next important gun round than maybe being able to pull off a Hero AK round.
I completely agree with you, Dinko. You know, I don't think the teams are, they really would necessarily agree with you. Jerry's gonna go for the AK, and I do believe he should be dropping it to Flit. Although if I was the captain, I'd be like, nope, you don't get the AK. You're punished for this round. You know, you will play with that Mac-10 for the duration of this entire round. But I do believe Jerry should be dropping it over to him. We do have the tag timeout getting called there quickly. So Jerry, you can see him just looking towards his teammates, telling them, guys, listen to what I'm going to say. We gotta try and execute this. We can make this work. But so far, the Gambit youngsters, 9-all. Like you said, their CD side's not ideal. It's never been really great historically, but so far they've been off to a very good start. And Jerry is not going to give the AK to over to Flit. Flit's going to have to pay for the fact that he went for the Hero AK buy in the previous round. Z Power of the AWP though. He has been quite instrumental in opening up the rounds on the CT side. Can he do the same on the T side? He's got to cross his train towards where Inters is. Is he going to peek?
Inters catches out the power. It's going to be Nafany coming around the backside. Almeza spotted. The lineup is there. Flit and Almeza both taking down. And now it's into a 5v2. But look at this. Supra continues the pain train. And another aggressive push working out for Gambit youngsters. It's all onto Jerry. The AK in his hands. And we'll see if he can make anything happen. He knows there's a player at the top. But Nafany is just so cool, calm, and under pressure. He will take himself a 10th round on the board for Gambit youngsters.
That was just a massive mistake from forZe. How do you have no one spotting towards connected? Door was open as well. That's just basically free kill, like free double kill in fact, and he got away without having to take any... Well, he got 3 kills in the end there. Should never have happened. That's just a massive, massive misplay coming up from forZe, and with that, this is the problem right now, Dinko. For Gambit youngsters, The past 4 rounds they've won. By the way, they've won all the 4 rounds on the CT side so far. They have lost a combined of 4 players. A total of 4 players lost in 4 rounds. What does that mean? Very simple math. The money is starting to look very, very solid indeed. We have Inter sitting on 4,000. Axel, Inter's, Supra, an average of 4,000 between them. Nafany on 7,000. They're starting to build up the economy, and that's a problem for forZe. But I have to point out, though, this just goes to show how hard the CT side economy is. Despite winning 4 in a row, despite losing only 4 players in those 4 rounds, the money still isn't as ludicrous as one would imagine, right? You would think they'd be like sitting on 10K. No, they're not. They're still sitting on $4,000. That's how precarious the CT side economy is, especially in its early rounds of a half. But right now, forZe once more with the half buy, pistols, and Mac 10 in the hands of Face Crack. So far, they're looking pretty. I won't lie, they're looking pretty lackluster here in the T side, Dinko.
Yeah, looking a little bit flat, and they didn't look brilliant on the CT side either. A lot of mistakes coming through against Browns they should have been able to pick up relatively easily. So yeah, not the force we're used to seeing, but we'll see if they can show up in these last few rounds. Now with the rifles not there in this round, it'll be the Mac-10s and the Deagles trying to get involved. And while FaceCrack going over the top is going to catch himself, Nafany, Axel somehow turning and get a second kill of that. Flit able to take him down on the Deagle. Now this is starting to look pretty scary now for the CT side. Shiro luckily gets that kill towards the power, but still an AK recovered now in the hands of Jerry. A Deagle for Flit, high HP, Kevlar in play on both of them, and the bomb is planted. Flit in behind has somehow got around the back of Supra, and now they've got another rifle and a solid post-plant position to play with.
Looking very tricky. Oh. Okay, Inters. Alright, what a read there. Smoke's coming. He's going to stick it, though. He's just going to go for it. He's got the kit as well. Flit just spraying. He needs to find it. Just walking around the corner, and he will fall as well. That looked very, very scary and pretty expensive for Gambit youngsters, but for forZe, some success coming out with the fact that they just had the pistols and a Mac-10. And kind of a funny round as well. The way it just, like, ran across the B-bomb side. Pretty chaotic. Sorry, the A-bomb side. Pretty chaotic stuff. But Gambit youngsters, they do manage to still hold on. 5 in a row for them. And now for forZe, the full buy coming in finally. Z-Power, AWP in hand, 4 AK-47s, all the utility to work with. They have everything in their arsenal apart from the kitchen sink. But what can they do, though?
Well, Shiro up on towards the party area. It's going to manage a bit of damage, but Jerry is going to take the opening. Kills the power as well, catching Shiro. But still, kills continue. forZe finding kill after kill, but the trades keep coming through. Still a one-man advantage for forZe, but the kills that Nafty and Supra have been able to pick up have kept it within touching distance. A small chance still available to the Gambit youngsters side in round number 21. So power is still alive, still moving through the server. That's got Flit, his escort, private security as he moves through the connector. 50 seconds left. He's the front man, just checking all of these corners, making sure Zapara doesn't lose his AWP. And now Jerry is going to have a bit of a duel. His footsteps heard. Low HP. 1 bullet should be enough here from Nafany. He'll rattle off 2, and Jerry should be hitting the deck very, very shortly here. Whiffs the spray nearly, but the headshot still comes in.
Interest really has to make a play here. Oh, that's great work from Nafany. The fact that he even did so much damage on the Flit makes this retake very, very winnable indeed. They have no idea when Interest is going to be coming in. He's already snuck his way towards bathrooms. He's walking up. Flit's going to make contact. He should be taken down here. Has been spotted up at Z-Power. He's the man. Up. He knows where he is. The no-scope in the face. Smacks him down.
A little bit of BM. We haven't seen that in a while. We've seen
I love that.
We've seen it in the FaZe Movistar game, which feels like a lifetime ago. But other than that, we haven't really seen too much of it. And I'm a fan. So I'm glad we're getting to see a little bit more of that. 11 to 10. Gambit youngsters losing that round. That's an important one for forZe to pick up if they want to stay alive here on Overpass. I feel like if Gambit youngsters have won that one, that's when we're just seeing... I personally see Overpass just heading the way of Gambit there. But forZe win themselves that round. They stay alive. They give themselves a lifeline. And they're right back into things here on the T side.
Well, First round, like you said, for forZe. The thing is, since they did end that first half with a 9-6 lead, they did have a little bit of breathing space, breathing room to work with. And now, despite losing the first 5 rounds, they're still just the 1 round away. Shiro being cheeky finds Jerry. That's a big kill. Can he escape though? Face crack finds Axel. It does neutralize the man advantage, but he's down to 10 HP. Well, Z Power again. Can he go hero mode? He got the 3k in the previous round. The net force the first round on the T side. He might have to do more here. Do you see aggression from the CT? They pushed up short. Few players. Supra and Inters. Oh no!
That is rough.
Oh, Supra should have had that, but well, at least the trade comes in. But look at the rotation being drawn out. It's all in Shiro, Dinko. If he falls, Zay bomb site's open.
Well, time to shine, Shiro. Under pressure. It's 2 teammates over towards B. Flit is the only player over here. Be a bit of a nuisance. He might just be able to sell that the B attack might be coming through here. Inters, he's going to have a Molotov, and that's going to force Flit into the open, but there we go. Just gets absolutely slapped. Inters taking him down, and now it's the 2 remaining players. The power gets stopped by Shiro. It's all on face crack. 1v3. And, well, he's picked off as well. Shiro just does an excellent job. Easy kills. And that's 3 picked up for him. 12 to 10. Now 4 away from victory. Gambit youngsters looking pretty indomitable now on their CT side. They've got another challenge coming their way, but if they can clear this hurdle, then they'll be on the final straight. Put it that way, Blatt.
Oh yeah. And like you mentioned, I do believe the win condition for these guys to take the series would be to win this one map. Inferno, Train would be 2 maps with forZe, especially Train. I've always loved watching forZe and Train. I think they're a team who definitely are an excellent team in that particular map. Well, 3 AKs, a Mac 10 and hands of face crack would be looking to kind of lead the charge here. He's got a lot of utility though. Don't want him to like get taken down early on without using up the utility, because Almaze has got none. He wants to use this one up before he goes through any Hail Mary plays, pushing into the bombs or trying to find something. Nafany, after setting up his 2 players towards the B bomb site, will be rotating back, where we do have a long setup from the 2 CTs. So Op, of course, in the hands of Mr. Shiro. He is self-boosted up towards long. Smokes and flashes raining in. Oh, actually no, Shiro's actually playing close up. He finds a kill in the face crack. He just needs to stay alive, and he can. He's got backup as well. His teammates there towards long. 2 CTs there. This is going to be very hard for forZe to kind of take the bomb site. They might take the bomb site, but holding on, that's going to be a whole different ball game altogether.
Nafany on the edge of the smoke. Oh, he's going to try and move forward, but Jerry turns at the right time. Gets a second as well off towards long. What is that from Jerry? 3 big kills on the A bomb site, and now Supra left in a 1v4. Just a safe call surely here for Supra, but that is just heroic from Jerry.
How did that even happen? Like, they had 2 CDs long, they had a CD coming in from CD spawn, all the flanks are on. They were gonna get pincered and destroyed the moment you try to get the bomb done, but Jerry, who has been having a very quiet game, he has definitely woken up. Massive 3k for the man himself, the in-game leader, and also the perhaps a top 3 best interviewee in esports.
Yeah.
And well, forZe not quite done yet, Dinko. They do win these rounds sporadically, but as long as they keep winning them, they still are in the game here. And the money for Gambit youngsters. Ooh, this is looking a little icky. Not so great. They have the M4 saved. That's about it.
This is like a turning point that could change the entire outcome of this game. forZe having so much success in that last round puts them in a great position. This is their prime opportunity to try and steal away this map. And while they realize the magnitude of this, because they've gone for the tactical timeout at this point, really trying to get a read, trying to figure out what's going on in terms of the economy, they should be realizing, because it's been so close, they're not going to be going up against a great buy from Gambit youngsters. But again, they've got to give it the respect it requires. Now, forZe, I wouldn't be surprised with 2 outcomes here. If they go for that slow, pick-based style of play where they allow Zapara to find that opening, or something quick, because they realize that Gambit don't really have the utility to hold them off. But then again, you always run the risk of running into a stack, and we know what these pistols can do.
Yeah, they just need to make sure they don't get ecoed. It's been a problem for these guys. Well, 11 to 12. Tying things up. This is their opportunity to do that. Pop out again. Scout in the hands of Shiro. Don't want to really face off against him. The nade is gonna do quite a bit of damage. No, maybe not. Z-Power just gets tied on 84 HP. He's gonna be alright with that. Nothing too bad.
I'm glad we're actually seeing one of the big performances from Shiro. Like, sometimes, we always, every match, you have to preface Gambit Youngsters as, you know, Shiro's the star player. But every now and then, especially for the past few games I've seen, he hasn't really been hitting the Shiro level. He's been a little bit quiet, not really showing up. But today, this is the kind of performance we expect. We attest to Shiro. And it might still not be enough, which is the scary part.
One thing I'm at least appreciating about forZe is the fact that yeah, Jerry had a quiet game, but I think that the 3K really helped matters. But just a kill spread in general, Face Crack, Flit, Z-Power, and Almazer, they're 17, 16, 13, and 14 respectively. That's a very good kill spread for the T side here, on the side of forZe. And for Gambit Youngsters, so you have Shiro and Nafni on 24 and 22, 18 and 12, and Axel and Inters, and Supra still having an extremely quiet game. Axel, okay, they have no idea. They have no idea. 1, 2, fix up the gun, finally falls out. How could they have let that happen? How they allowed him to sneak his way through, but Face Crack does manage to kind of recover things. It's still a 3v2, still favoring forZe. They're going to get the bomb down with 7 seconds on the clock, and Dupro with that M4, that could be massive. You can at least get a kill. That could be huge as Inters is sneaking in from behind. The problem is, he's taking his sweet time. Z-Power gets spotted out. Super gets the kill. He goes for the second players as well. Face Track on the fall. Almazen left alone in a 1v2. How is this falling apart?
Well, Almazer 1 versus 2 for the T side to save the day for forZe. It was a huge play by Axel at the start of the round, and now Almazer with it all to do. Luckily not moving onto the site just yet, the CT side, so Almazer, position now given up. Flash up into the air to fight these fights, and he's overrun. Inters with the kill. There's enough time for the defuse, and Gambit Youngsters 13 to 11. Around they should have no right in winning. And Axel opens things up, gives them a miracle, and it's 13 on the board.
How was he allowed to get those 2 kills? That should never, ever have happened. My lord. 2 kills to the decal. I love the patience from him. He knew he had that one chance to pick up a double or just get 1 kill and get traded immediately. He didn't go for the shot towards, I do believe that was a Z-Power with the AWP. Instead, he waited for the 2 players there. Boom, boom. 2 kills. That's it. And then, of course, Supra. We just mentioned how he's been very quiet so far, but that 2K was massive. And Z-Power, again, being exposed. That angle was not ideal at all. Small little mistakes being made by forZe. I mean, this is not something you expect from a team of this caliber, right? I mean, they've managed to grind it back. They're winning a couple rounds here and there. They're making things very interesting. And now, I do believe it's 3 rounds they've lost to, like, a full spy or a half buy. Should never be happening. This could easily been 14-10 or 13-11 for forZe instead of Gambit Youngsters. And honestly though, I mean, if you're going to make mistakes like that, you deserve to be losing on this particular map here. Gambit Youngsters definitely not going to be complaining about that. They're looking good now. 3 rounds remaining for them to take their map pick.
It's a good setup here from the CT side. Don't really think they're going to be looking down towards Inter's position, but that smoke comes in towards Monster, and that's just going to hold forZe off for the moment. They're going to try and split this B bomb site. 2 going in towards water, 2 via Monster. And then Fizcrack's just tasked with holding up towards that A bomb site. Just putting pressure in the toilets, trying to keep them there, prevent the rotations from coming through straight away. Giving his team the best chance moving forward. And Power needs to be the battering ram. We know he can be on towards this B bomb site. Running through, everyone's starting to gather towards the B bomb site now for forZe. It has to be a huge impact play now. With 30 seconds left, this smoke will begin to fade. Now Inters is going to be the linchpin, but it's Supra with a double. He has been quiet, but this is a showing that they'll be very happy with indeed. A great hold coming in from the Gambit Youngsters. It's all onto Flit. 1 HP left on him. He should be hitting the deck very, very shortly. He's 2 HP now in play. This is not looking so great for Flit whatsoever. 9 seconds, round done. 14 to 11. Gambit Youngsters shutting down the B attack. And now we're only 2 away from taking Overpass.
Counter-terrorists win.
My only disappointment here is the fact that I really feel that forZe, this would have been much closer. I mean, it's already a pretty close game, 14-11, right? But I think forZe should actually, if they hadn't made some of those mistakes, this potentially could have been their map, Dinko. We were talking about how Gambit Youngsters, they're favorite on Overpass, but this should actually been forZe's map. They've lost 3 to 4, I think it's 4 now. They lost to 4 ecos or like half buys or whatever, where they had everything going for them. All started from round number 3. They won the pistol, they won the following anti-eco, and then lost the third one. And then in between the rounds of 1, they've like lost 3 or 4. This should potentially have been 15-11, or sorry, 15-10 or 14-11 for forZe, and they only have themselves to blame for it. And that's something I hate to see, because as a team, I really do enjoy watching forZe play. And now, at 14-11, their backs against the wall here. It is going to be, well, almost a Hail Mary buy. Tech9 comes out. 2 AK, CZ, and Z-Power on... I might have been dropped something. Yeah, Deagle and Kevlar. Pretty much a full investment. They have a little bit of extra cash in the bank, but that's not much to work with here. And this should be done for Gambit Youngsters. I think Gambit Youngsters have been much better with their anti-ecos.
Well, it's going to be forZe just walking through the connector with 3 players. Gambit Youngsters make the right decision in not putting anyone in that connector. You never really want to do that against a possible low buy. That's when those pistols and the weaker weapons really do their best work, when you're isolated, caught in one position, close up and personal. And that's when forZe can unleash on towards the A side, but instead, not yet with an opening kill, not yet with a single point of damage, and eventually they'll start to move forward. It's going to be an A attack straight off the bat. forZe looking to try and get it done here as they run on in. It's going to be Gambit with rotation, everybody coming up on towards the A side now. B players are just making sure no one's coming in for a fake, but eventually they will move up. Now the ball planted for forZe, that's going to be at least a little bit of something to work with, but the kills keep coming through. It's going to be Gambit Youngsters holding the advantage. Shiro with a big kill on towards Jerry, and now at least Flit and Almazer. 2v4, they have got AKs in play, the bomb is planted for them. With the sheer amount of players Gambit still have left alive, you should be looking at an easy enough retake here, especially with the utility that they've got in play. Super gonna tap the bomb, Flip pulled into the open, he'll manage one, going for the spray, the transfer works! He gets a double, and now really, it's flipped on its head. forZe with a super chance here now. Flip looking for another, looking to deny the defuse, but Inter's just sticky it. Shiro covers them off. 15-11, but what a crazy round. Flip nearly does enough there on his own.
Again, man, like, again, Shiro coming up top. 29 kills for the man, 12 deaths. Almost a 3 KD. Well, more of 2.5, but still very, very impressive showing coming out from Mr. Shiro. And again, being the hero of that hour, that one looked like Flit had probably pulled that one back, but like a turret, like a bodyguard, like Kevin Costner, just holding on, getting those kills, surviving a 3 HP, ensuring his teammate gets a defuse there. 15-11, I like the timeout getting called by Gambit Youngsters. They just want to close this one out.
Yeah, they want to just get this over the line. Well, at this point, it's hard to see them not doing that. It's hard to see them not roll into another round here on the CT side. They've just looked so solid. Well, Gambit, they'll be taking map 1 if they get this under their belt, and that's going to put them up onto the pedestal. And we look to Inferno. With this kind of performance, if forZe make this many mistakes, then I don't know. I think Gambit could pull it off. It is definitely something that's very possible. We've seen Gambit in the past with this roster do some crazy stuff on Inferno. You know, that one hero play that really made a name for Shiro. Springs to mind when we think of Inferno. And now it's going to be forZe charging their way in towards water, trying to get on towards the B-bomb site. Gambit have 3 players positioned over here, and they're going to bring those 2 players in middle back early on. I think Jerry will hear those footsteps actually, hearing them run back over towards A. But still plenty of time for forZe. They really do leave themselves with like no other option. They fully commit to one area of the map early on. Does work for just that initial kill. Almazer are getting the reply, but Super coming back in for the trade gives advantage over to Gambit Youngsters.
Yeah, this could be it. Bomb down, 2 players remaining. Flit charging in, trying to find somebody. Super holding the line, and that is going to be the game. And, or rather, the map there. Finally, the win coming in for Gambit Youngsters. So